Today I have for you a really deeply relaxing restorative class. So I love restorative yoga because it's a really wonderful way to correct a lot of the things we do in our daily lives that kind of mess up our body structure. So for instance, sitting at a desk all day long, or driving your car, or anything that you do for a long period of time where you're not moving your body, restorative yoga will help kind of reverse the negative results from those types of inactivities by allowing you to rest completely in supported yoga postures that allows the muscles to completely relax, and eventually the tendons do as well. So I'm excited to share this class with you today. So let's get started. So we'll begin with some gentle movement. So sitting comfortably, perhaps sitting on a bolster or a blanket or even a block. Sitting nice and tall, lifting through the crown of the head. Resting hands on thighs, wherever feels comfortable. It can be palms up or down. You choose based on how you feel today. So let's begin by closing the eyes and just observing the breath. Just paying attention to how it's moving through the body, how the body is responding to the breath. So drawing your attention to maybe the rise and fall of the belly, the expansion and contraction of the ribs, the lift of the shoulders, maybe even sinking of the hips. And now begin to lengthen your inhales and exhales. Try making them equal lengths rather than gulping in a big breath of air on your inhale and then slowly exhaling. Let's try to be really deliberate about lengthening both the inhale and the exhale. Let's take one more big inhale through the nose. And then on your exhale, open the mouth and sigh it out. Let's do that again one more time. Inhale. Sigh it out. And one more time. Inhaling. Sigh it out. And then just allow your breath to return to its natural breathing pattern. And you can open your eyes. Let's bring our hands together at heart center. And on your next inhale, we're going to reach all the way up to the sky. And then exhale, hands come together at the heart. Let's do that again. Inhale and reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. Now bring your hands back down to your thighs. We're going to grab a block and place it on your left side here. So we're going to start, place your hand on the block on your left. Inhale the right arm up. And as you exhale, you're just going to fold over to your left, resting your forearm on the block. And then if it feels comfortable, send your gaze up past your bicep, just reaching through those fingertips. And again, maybe rotating your pinky towards the floor if that feels comfortable. And just breathing here, lengthening from the right hip all the way to the right fingertips. Nice, steady breaths. On your next inhale, rise back up. And we'll move to the other side. So take your block to the right side of your body. Place your hand on the block. Inhale, left arm up to the sky. As you exhale, just fold over that right side. And reaching those fingertips, send your gaze up past your bicep if that feels comfortable. Just elongating lengthening from your left hip all the way to your left fingertips, rotating that pinky towards the floor if that feels comfortable. Breathing into it. And then on your next inhale, rise back up. And on your exhale, bring the hands back down. So hands come back to knees. And from here, we're going to do some circles with our belly button. So it's like you're just drawing circles in the air with your belly button. So on your inhale, you're going to extend your chest out. And then as you exhale, you're going to round over to your right side and to the back. And then when you get over to your left side, you're going to inhale again, coming back out and moving at your own pace. Just making nice circles. They can be really big or really small, whatever feels really good in your body right now. And then when you're ready, go to the other side. Keeping the inhale when you come forward and exhaling when you're rounding back. And if you have pets at home, they might want to join you on the mat like mine always do. And then let's come back to center, settling back in. We're going to do a couple of cat-cows from this position. So on your inhale, you're going to come forward, pressing your chest forward. And then on your exhale, you're going to round the shoulders forward, pull your belly button in towards your spine. Inhale, coming back to cow pose. And then exhaling back to cat pose. Pull your belly button in. Inhale back to cow. Exhale back to cat. So just do a couple of these at your own pace. Just really taking deliberate movements here. So generally going pretty slow. You don't want to speed through these at all. And then just finish up wherever you are at and come back to center here. Very nice. We're just going to do a gentle twist. So taking the block that you had, we'll start on the left side. So place the block a little bit to the left and behind you. Inhale, send your arms up to the sky. And as you exhale, bring your left hand to the block and your right hand to the left thigh. And then just send your gaze over your shoulder. Breathing into it. So you don't need to try to push or pull here at all. Just, take it wherever it feels comfortable and just allow the breath to help open the twist a little bit more or deepen the twist. And let's take an inhale. Come back up to center. Exhale, hands to the heart. You're going to move that block to the other side. A little bit behind you and to your right. Hands come back together at center. Inhale, reach for the sky. And then as you exhale, bring your right hand down to the block. Left hand to the right thigh. Send your gaze past your bicep. And just breathing. And again, not pushing or pulling. Just allowing the breath to help deepen the pose naturally without any force. And on your next inhale, send the arms back up to the sky. Exhale, hands come to the heart. All right, great. So we're going to move down onto our backs. We're going to take our first restorative pose. So for this pose, you're going to want to have your bolster or some pillows or a cushion to put under your knee. And then you want to have a blanket or a towel that you can fold up. I have mine folded up into quarters. So this is going to go in the middle of your back. And then you want to have maybe a blanket or a cushion for your head. Kind of depends on you and your neck and how you like to position yourself. So this one is just a very gentle heart opener. So you're going to rest your bottom between the bolster and the blanket that's closer to the bolster. Fold over the blanket in the middle, and then just bring your arms out to your side, palms face up. So get comfortable. If you can adjust your bolster or your cushion, you want it to be so that your feet feel comfortable, your knees feel comfortable. You want to be able to come to complete rest. So here in this pose, the blanket should be right in the middle of your back. So if you're thinking about positioning, so it's below your bottom tips of your shoulder blades. So if you have your shoulder blades on the blanket, then you want to scoot around a little bit so that they're not on the blanket but on the mat beneath you. So we'll stay here for about 5 minutes. So just close the eyes. And again, focus on the breath. Taking your awareness inward. Finding deep relaxation. Make any little adjustments you need to really allow yourself to sink into the pose. Now, if you find yourself at all feeling uncomfortable, like it's a little bit too deep of a stretch, so use a little bit of a smaller blanket or towel underneath the middle of your back. So always, you want to find comfort. You want to have a little bit of a stretch here, a little bit of a heart opener, but we always want to be comfortable. So make any adjustments that you need. And then just settle in. Feel like your thoughts start to invade your peace, just focus on your breath. And it can sometimes be helpful to just say mentally the words in on your in breath and out on your out breath. So don't follow those thoughts, just bring your awareness back to your breath. Just releasing any tension. and just breathing. It's been about 5 minutes. So let's take a big inhale through the nose and then sigh it out. Let's do that again. Big inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, let it go. One more time. Inhaling and exhaling. So to come out of the pillow, you're going to bring your knees in towards your chest. On your next exhale, you're just going to roll to your right side, coming into the fetal position. Take a moment here, resting your head either on your bicep or on your blanket. Bring your hand to your hip. And then on your next inhale, rising back up to a comfortable seat. So our next position is a hip opener. We're going to do Supta Baddha Konasana. So I'll show you how to get that set up. For Supta Baddha Konasana, you're going to want to have your bolster or a long, firm cushion lengthwise on your mat. I like to have a blanket or a towel, just something to put your head on at the top. And then grab another blanket or towel. I'm going to show you a couple of ways to do Supta Baddha Konasana. This is the first way if you have a lot of flexibility in your back. Try this one, and then I'll show you an alternative if you have low back problem. So for this one, open your blanket up long ways and make like a long burrito with it, like so. Come sit in front of your bolster. Have your legs in the shape of a diamond. Soles of the feet are touching. Take your burrito, place it over the top of your feet, and then tuck the ends underneath your calves. lift tall. Place your fingertips on the bolster behind you. Inhale, and with a flat back, gonna just roll down. Release your hands, release your hips, and just come to rest here. The alternative version I'll show you now. So to do the alternative, you want to have your bolster propped up, or you can use some cushions just so that you have a little bit of a ramp going. So I'm going to use blocks. So I make what we call a yogi lounge chair with my blocks and bolster, adding a blanket at the top for my head. And then we still have our burrito blanket here. Come sit in front of your bolster. Legs in the shape of a diamond, soles of the feet touching. Grab your burrito blanket over the feet. Tuck it under. Take a big inhale, lift the heart, hands to the bolster. On your exhale, just lean back. Release your hands, release your hips, and just come to rest. Closing the eyes, bringing your awareness to your breath. Settling in here for about 6 minutes. So make sure you're comfortable. If you need any other support, if you're in the yogi lounge chair and you need something under your arms, you can add blocks or cushions or pillows or whatever you need to give you some extra support. I'm just going to hang out like this and just rest. Just letting go of everything. Take a big inhale through the nose and sigh it out. One more time, inhaling. Let it go. And the last time, inhale. Sigh it out. From here, bring your knees together, stepping your feet wide on the mat, and then start to windshield wiper your legs from one side to the other, just going at your own pace, but generally more slow than fast. This just helps us loosen up after that hip opening. And then on your next exhale, just come to rolling over on your right side. So you can stay up on your bolster if you want, if you're in a yoga lounge chair like I am. Or you can roll off of your bolster and resting on your right side. Just take a couple of moments here. Some nice soothing breaths. And on your next inhale, place your top hand down and press up to a comfortable seat. So we're going to move into our next restorative pose, which is a twist. So this pose, we will be using our either your yoga lounge chair like we have here, or we're going to lay it down flat. So first I'll demonstrate with the yoga lounge chair, since that's what I have sitting and ready. So for your twist, you're going to come and sit with your hip right in front of your bolster, and your knees are going to be bent but not stacked. And so from here, you're going to inhale, lift your chest, and then as you exhale, just roll down onto the bolster. So you want to have your chest on the bolster because this is a twist. It's not just a resting pose, it is a twisting pose. So that's why a yoga lounge chair is great for this, because sometimes laying all the way flat with the twist can be pretty uncomfortable. So you can build it up however you want. For me, I like to have extra space for my head, so I can just rest here. And it's a little high, so I'm going to use this other blanket as support on the side for my arm. So here, I can totally have a really comfortable twist. That's to start. And if you have a lot of flexibility in your twist and you maybe don't have a larger belly like I do, you can lay it all the way down. You can use a blanket or not. You can have it completely flat like so. And it's again the same way, sitting in front of the bolster, knees bent, not stacked. Rotate so your chest is over, and as you exhale, just fold down onto the bolster, getting comfortable. So this flat all the way is not comfortable for me. So I'm gonna build it up with some blankets. So I have that one there, and I'll add another one right here. So there's a few ways to get comfortable in this twist. We're only gonna be here for a few minutes, so relax and get comfortable. Make sure you have all the support that you need. And just breathing into it. If you find that you're constricted and you're having a lot of trouble breathing, then you just need to take it a little bit higher. So I'm going to do that for myself. And from here, let's take one big inhale and open the mouth, let it go. On your next inhale, push the floor away and come up to a comfortable seat. We're going to do that on the other side. So I'm going to move my bolster around so that I continue to face you. But you can just move your hips around if you're more comfortable. And this time, I'm going to use the yoga lounge chair because that's more comfortable for me. And with a blanket. A blanket at the top and the one at the side to support my arm. All right, so sitting in front of your bolster, your hip aligned with your bolster, rotate your chest, take a big inhale. As you exhale, just fold over the bolster and just getting comfortable. And again, we'll just be here for a couple minutes. You don't want to hold twists too long. Just breathing into it. And take a big inhale through the nose and sigh it out. Your next inhale, push the floor away and come up to a comfortable seat. And I'll demonstrate our next restorative pose. We're going to do a restorative child's pose. So this is a really wonderful child's pose, which you can take at any time you're doing even a flow class and you drop into child's pose. So your restorative child's pose, and you can build it up as high as you need it. I'm going to demonstrate just with a bolster first. So coming in front of your bolster, so your knees are wide, your big toes come together behind you. Bring that bolster really close into your thighs. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, walk your chest down to the bolster and just hug the bolster, resting your head. Now you can see here that my butt is higher than my shoulders, so I'm going to add a blanket to give myself a little bit more height here, and that feels more comfortable for me. So you can always add more. You can even put a block underneath your bolster, like so. That might feel really nice. In fact, it feels really good actually. So I'm going to stay here. And here, just take some nice deep breaths, settling into the posture. You can always turn your head one way or the other, whichever feels more comfortable for you. We're going to be here for about 4 or 5 minutes. So make sure you're comfortable, make any adjustments you need, and just settle into the pose and relax. And if you notice maybe a little tension in your neck, maybe rotate to the other side, resting the opposite cheek. And again, just softening. Just relaxing into the pose. And take a big inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and let it go. On your next inhale, press the floor away. Walk your hands in, lift your chest, come back to sitting on your heels. So that was child's pose as restorative posture. So we're going to move into a wide-legged forward fold. So for this, we do need to have our bolster, and you can also have a couple of blankets, and I'll show you how to use those. Take one of your blankets and roll it up. It doesn't have to be that big burrito blanket, but you do want to just have a nice round blanket. So I have 2 blankets I'm using to demonstrate, and this is again all based on your body and what feels good. So I'm going to show you how I use them. Sitting in front of your bolster, open your legs into a V, and it doesn't have to be wide, just as wide as feels comfortable for you. And then place the blankets so that they're under the backs of your knees, providing you with some support. And then from here, take your bolster and you're going to prop it up. Take a big inhale, lift tall, and as you exhale, just come forward, resting your forehead onto the bolster. Bring your hands down to your legs and just breathing. If you don't have a bolster, you can also use a chair and just bring and rest your head on the edge of the chair. I do have a chair here, so I'll demonstrate that. So to practice a wide-legged forward fold with a chair, keep the blankets under your knees like in the other pose with the bolster, but have the chair in front of you. Inhale, lift your heart. As you exhale, just fold forward and rest your head on your arms, which are resting on the chair. And take a big inhale through the nose. And open the mouth, let it go. Your hands back to the bolster. Inhale, lift the heart, coming to sitting. We're going to move on to our next posture, which is a variation of legs up the wall. So for this variation of legs up the wall, we're going to use a chair, or I'll also show you how to make a tabletop with your bolster and 2 blocks. So we'll start with the chair. So I like to put a blanket on the chair just because mine is metal and it's cold. So I have a little cushioning there also, but mainly it's for me to not be cold. So have your chair set up. Come and lie on your side in front of the chair. And then as you roll onto your back, swing your legs up onto your chair. And just get comfortable here. Now, if you're really short like me, you might want to put a blanket under your hips here, just so that you have a little bit more of a resting pose. I'm a slightly too short for this, but because I'm just demonstrating with the chair right now, I'm going to keep it like this. And then release your arms out by your sides and just sink into the pose. Now for the variation with the bolster with 2 blocks. So for the variation with the bolster and 2 blocks, you're going to set up your blocks just like so on the tall side. Place your bolster right on top, and the same way we get into the chair, we'll settle onto the bolster. So coming onto your side, rolling onto your back, and resting the leg on top of the bolster. Getting comfortable. Opening the palms towards the ceiling. Just coming to complete rest. Take a big inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and sigh it out. So our next posture is Shavasana, and if you want to stay in this pose for Shavasana, I totally welcome that. It can be really wonderful to just extend this posture as long as possible. But for those who would like to take a traditional restorative Shavasana, I'm going to demonstrate that for you now. So if you're coming out of this pose, you're going to bend your knees, bring them in towards your chest, and then on your exhale, roll over onto your right side. Rest your head on your bicep. Take a couple of breaths here. And then on your next inhale, push the floor away and come up to a comfortable seat to set up for Shavasana. So for this variation of Shavasana, we're going to use the bolster under our knees like we did for our very beginning pose. We're going to take a blanket and put it at the end of the mat in front of your bolster. And then you're going to take your other blanket or towel, whatever you're using for your head, at the top. So the difference is from the beginning pose, we don't have anything under our middle back. Instead, we're just lying with our back flat on the mat. Bring your knees over the bolster. Adjust the blanket under your head. And bring your arms out by your sides, palms facing up. And just sinking into the pose. Bringing your awareness to your breath. Maybe take a couple of nice deep breaths. And then just start to settle. And a really generous 8-minute Shavasana. Just releasing all tension. Let go of anything you're holding on to. Whether that's physical or mental. We're not chasing thoughts here. Just breathing, focusing on the breath. Allowing the mind to be open and receptive. Softening the muscles, letting everything go. Take a big inhale through the nose and open the mouth, let it go. Now start to bring your awareness back to the space. And on your next inhale, send your arms straight out in front of you. Circle your wrists, circle your ankles. One direction, and then the other. And on your next inhale, send the arms all the way overhead, stretching from fingertips to tiptoes, nice and long. Big inhale. And on your exhale, draw your knees in. If it feels good, you can grab onto your knees, rock from side to side. And when you're ready, just roll onto your right side. Resting your head on your bicep or your blanket. Taking a few breaths here. And then on your next inhale, push the floor away and come up to a comfortable seat. I'm going to sit on my bolster. Coming into a comfortable seat here. Resting hands on thighs, lifting tall through the crown of the head. Bringing your awareness to your breath again. Just taking some nice, calm breaths. Bring your hands to your heart center. Press your thumbs into your ribs and spread your fingers wide, like you're sending your heart energy out to the world. Take a big inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, bow your head to your heart with gratitude. Thank you so much for joining me today, yogis. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And if you enjoyed today's class, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get notified every time a new class is available.